Right.
All right.
Hold on, let me get my glasses.
Wait, let me go. I gotta go up to the background. Don't worry, I just went to my room.
She's nuts, Shannon.
I know.
She's absolutely nuts.
We all are.
I know.
Well, welcome, Mark. How are you today?
Just wonderful, Shannon. And you?
Good. Is it a busy day on the ranch?
Not really. It was foggy here this morning.
Yeah.
It's deer season, so now I just kind of drive around. I'm deer hunting.
See, we need to come visit you. Jason would enjoy that. Just drive around with Mark and hunt.
Well, you can watch your dog run away for 3 days up here, so
Cool.
pretty wide open.
Well, why don't you tell us about your lovely wife, Nikki? You things.
Well, what's that? Oh, you're gone there.
Uh-oh.
Okay, now there you're back. Okay.
Tell us about your wife.
I up-punted my coverage when I met Nikki. I mean, I married way above my pay grade. I mean, I did. But there was, right after we got married, she started gaining weight. You know, fine, whatever. I mean, let's face it, unless she's knocking stuff off the end tables, nobody's going to say anything. I mean, just mouth shut, head down.
Yep, that's right.
And then we had struggle conceiving our first, and the doctor, you know, she had whatever. And then, you know, then we stacked 4 kids in 4 years, and there was just never any her time.
Right. So she was pregnant or nursing over the course of, what was it, 7 years?
Yeah. Figured out what we were good at.
Yep.
But looking back at it now, I didn't notice it at the time. But what I noticed was in pictures, you know, Nikki's always, I mean, I think I got like 30,000 pictures on my phone between me and her. She likes pictures, but what I noticed was she was hiding. You know, there was always a kid in front of her, or else she was tucked behind my arm, or she was this, or she was that. And then, you know, you could see the peaks and valleys. You know, she'd feel really good, and then feel bad about herself.
Yeah.
And it was always after a $20 lose 20 pounds in 20 days, you know, some crash diet thing that you knew wasn't going to work. And she had seen a post of yours, and I think you guys had talked about it before. I can tell you what the picture looks like. I can't tell you what it's about, but you're looks next to a horse stall or whatever. And
that's my, you don't have to show your ass to be sexy post.
Right. And it works because I've got 3 girls, and oh my Lord. But that's why my beard's going gray. But anyways, she had talked about it, and I think she had been in contact with you, and we were driving in Bismarck, and you guys had scheduled a call, and I was on the other end.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
No, and that's fine. And you were going over everything, and then you got to the end of your call, and it was like, are you going to, you know, is this something you think you could do or not? And me being former basketball player, I mean, we've all taken the shot at the end of the game, you know, either you're the hero or you're not. And Nikki looked over at me, and I can drive you right to where we were. And I had my last, you know, my all it or all shit shot, you know, basically. And she goes, I don't know, what do you think? And I said, well, as what you've been doing working. And she looked at me, and I'm like, oh, probably was the wrong thing to say. You know, so now I'm figuring damage control. You know, how do I do this? How do I
fix it?
And well, I think that one was more than fixing. That was just, you kind of forget about that one. But I finally, without so many words, she finally took a chance on herself. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's an investment, but big deal. I mean,
yeah. And I appreciate you that so much for that, because a lot of husbands look at a dollar sign and they don't understand the pain that's involved. And I think the fact that you were on the phone with her and you were able to hear, you know, truly where she was hurting from, it's not just about, I want to lose 50 pounds. It really does impact all these other areas of your life. And the fact that you were able to hear that, it helps you to understand a little bit where she's coming from.
Right, right. And I think the other thing that helps me is we're out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. You know, I mean, Nikki's a domestic engineer, if you will. And she helps me, and you see it every day. You know, I mean, either we're very fortunate to be out here or very unfortunate to be out here, but you see it every day. You get to know the people around you really, really well.
Yeah. So what kind of shifts did you start to see in her once she started this program and kind of got this, these habits?
The biggest thing was getting the ball rolling. Yeah. You know, the days that you want to quit, then it was, you push without pushing.
Yeah.
You know, ask how the workouts are, ask how this is, ask how that is. The biggest shift I seen was just her not being, for lack of better words, big and miserable. Yeah. And I never thought she was that big until all of a sudden, you know, you look back on pictures, 18 months ago, 19 months ago, or whatever it was, and you're like,
she's a different.
100%. 100% she is. And the biggest thing that I've noticed also is with the kids. You know, mom's got energy, mom's got, you know,
yeah,
mom wants to do things with them other than, yep.
It's okay.
God damn it. Now my dad tried calling me.
It's good.
Just in her, I mean, and not that she ever changed who she was, but she turned back into the person that I basically fell in love with 14 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, she was excited to do things again. You know, she was excited to go here. She was excited to go there. She'd stand next to me in a picture, not behind me.
Yeah, you know, that family picture behind you, I know she's right there, like the queen.
Yep.
Belongs. And Nikki, you guys have seen my interview with Nikki. She is an incredible woman, and I'm so honored to have her I'm so thankful to have met her. And I think another thing that husbands don't often think about is, like, you want the best for your wives. You want them to feel good. You want them to have energy and feel good about themselves. But it's very tough for men to express that when they're in this journey. It's very hard you can't say, what did you eat today? Did you do your workout today? Say that stuff. So it kind of takes the pressure off of you and it puts it on me. And it allows you to solely be supportive of them as they're walking through it, and then let me do all the other stuff. You feel that at all?
Yeah, 100% I do. 100%. Well, I mean, okay, let's face it. We'll just use you as example, okay? What would you say if Jason looked at you and said, "You're really gonna eat that today?"
Yeah.
You know, you haven't worked out in 8 days, and yeah, you're gonna. No, yeah. I mean, and if they do, come talk to me.
Yeah, it's not a good thing, and men just don't, because you can't win. You really can. I give that to. Honey, you look amazing. That's the only thing, and I tell husbands that.
Yep.
I really support them. But there's been many days where Nikki's texted me and called me just crying, like, what do I do, Shannon? I'm so, and being able to give her that support, I think, has been not only awesome for me as a coach, but for her as well, just to have that, and not come crying to you. Oh my God, Mark, what are you gonna do? You know, and put that on you. So
well, and for me, I'm a fixer. You know, you got a problem, let's fix it. Let's face it, sometimes women just want to be mad. Yeah. They want I mean, they do.
And we want to vent, and we want to just put it out there.
Yes.
So
yep.
Right.
Yeah. And the other thing, and I still do it, ever since mine and Nikki's relationship, I mean, I don't care what size she was. I mean, she was, pregnant, nursing, whatever, hair on top of her head, house a mess. Every day I tell her she's beautiful. Every day. And I started doing that with my little girls now too, because not that you want to prop them up and make them think that they're better than anybody, but sometimes that's all they need in the morning to have a good day at school.
Absolutely. And women don't hear that enough. We kind of just get brushed to this, a lot of times brushed to the side.
Yep.
You want your daughters. And that's the other thing. Like, I know you've mentioned too, like the example that she's setting for your daughters and Trey as well,
Right. Yep.
I think that's been huge for both of you to have a mom and dad that are confident in themselves, have energy, and just setting that example as a parent is a big deal.
Yeah.
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 Cool. Well, Mark, I appreciate you so much for everything that you've done for Nikki. And you guys, when we have our group Zoom calls, Mark will come in and play pranks on her, and he keeps us all entertained. It's wonderful. And more husbands need to be like Mark. Mark, maybe we should do a series of Mark's marital advice. And
God.
It could be the four of us, and we can have the whole series. It'd be great. So, what would you say to other husbands that maybe their wives are thinking about doing this, and are kind of on the fence? What would you say to them?
Don't worry about the financial end of it.
Yeah.
Because most of us, or I shouldn't say most of us, I'm speaking for a small group. We hunt, we fish, we do whatever. For me, I mean, how do I want to word this? Rather than buying the new gun or the new toy or the new whatever that you have this money earmarked for, I mean, if that's how you so choose to do whatever, invest in your wife. Because let me tell you one thing. You invest in your wife, you are going to get more rewards than that new toy or whatever that you ever wanted in your life. Right. But I mean, that can be part of the series. I can go off for hours about that, but your wife feels good. Your wife feels good about herself. She feels good about you. She feels good about the dumb decisions that you make. You want to go screw around with your buddies or whatever. She feels good about herself. She don't care.
Yeah. And yeah, we'll make that another part of our series is like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we all know what we're talking about, but yeah, you guys are wonderful, and I love you, and I can't wait to come to North Dakota and see you all in person. I just really appreciate you taking time away from all the work you're doing today to help encourage other husbands to support their wives. So thank you.
Yeah,
Mark.
you're welcome, Shannon.
Nikki, are you there? You want to pop in?
No, she's
Left? Okay.
probably sleeping. She sits down for 5 minutes, and that woman can fall asleep in 5 minutes. What's that?
He deserves a nap too.
Sure.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mark. I appreciate it.
You're welcome, dear. Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. How do I get off of here, Shannon? What's that?
I'll hit the end button.
Okay. Good enough.